Good morning, Namaste, Suprabhat to everyone. My name is Blossom Agarwal. I'm from Dallas, Texas. Welcome to our day 7 of our 21 days of Breath Awakening meditation program. As per our agenda of this meditation program, we are going to have 40 minutes of meditation led by Shubhu, followed by experience sharing led by Harshita, and finally, wisdom sharing session led by Sriram Gopalji. All your questions will be answered in the end. As Patriji said, practice meditation sincerely. One cannot become a master until one aims to be a master. This is our first step. So let's start our meditation now. Let's be our own spiritual scientist, experiment and observe our breath. This is your time. This is our time. Let's put 100%. Handing over to Shubhu. Welcome, Shubhu.
Thank you so much, Blossom. Good morning and good evening to everybody. Let's start with a quick essence from yesterday's session. Yesterday, Srojana walked us through Arishad Vargas. Essentially, we noted that spiritual transformation is a journey from body consciousness to soul consciousness. That's the journey. In this journey, we will encounter a few enemies, and these are enemies within us. And these enemies can prevent us from reaching the goal. Right? This whole Kurukshetra is a great battle which is within us. That's what we learned. Just to defeat anyone, first we need to acknowledge and we need to find the enemies, right? We need to know that they exist. And to find their existence in us comes through observation and stillness. So we have the distance. Every day we talk about the distance, which comes through the observation, right? The bird's eye view. And that comes, as Blossom said, through the practice of meditation. So let's be seekers. Let's be seekers of truth with humility. Please sit comfortably. There's no need to do anything now. We all know the posture. Remove your specs if you're wearing that. Clasp your hands. Sukhasana. Close your eyes. Start with a gem from Patriji. Spiritual health is the root. Physical health is the fruit. I'm going to repeat that again. Spiritual health is the root. Physical health is the fruit. We're completing almost 1 week of meditation. Today is the 7th day. And as we meditate, as we continue our practice of meditation, we'll start reaping these benefits as well, many benefits. One of this, as we learned in the Sagar Manthan session, Dhanvantari comes up. It's a reward. It's the physical health is one of the outcomes. But we don't have to try to get healed. There's no trying here. Essentially, what we're doing here is dropping all the trying and Just be in the being state. Essentially, meditation is bringing us to our natural state of being, our natural state. When we are in the natural state, just like everything in natural state is ease. There is ease in natural. If we are in an unnatural state, there is always disease. Dis-ease, which is the lack of ease. So let's come out of all the roles, any roles which we might be playing, like husband, father, mother, a teacher, a student, an employee, everything. Let's come out of all the roles, including that of a spiritual seeker. Let's be in the being. Let's be in the now. In this state, when we are in the natural state of our being, that's where healing is a natural outcome. There is no fruit without very strong root. So let's strengthen our core to reap the benefit of all the physical health, which is a natural outcome. My dear friends, let's drop all the physical and mental activity. Let's begin our process to go to our natural state. Scan your body. Scan through your body and see if there is any tension anywhere in the body. Please keep your eyes closed. There's nothing to do right now. Everything can wait. This is our time. Eyes are closed, which means the outside world doesn't exist now. We're going inward. Please drop all the expectations. There is nothing for us to achieve. Ease is our natural state of being. We don't have to search for ease. We are ease. We are ease and joy. See if there is any tension in the body anywhere. Ask yourself, are you totally at ease? Let's put an intent to relax our body and mind. Let there be ease. Now bring your attention to your normal, natural breath. In breath, out breath. Just full attention to the breath. Just be an observer. Let's not try to manipulate the breath. Just be with the breath. Observe the sensations caused in the body. We know that the body is breathing. We are observing. thoughts arise, simply come back to the breath. Let's not go with the thoughts, dear friends. Be with your normal, natural breath. Let's continue to be in our natural state of ease. Continue being with your breath. Continue being with your normal, natural breath, dear friends. Continue being with your breath, dear friends. Last 5 minutes. Slowly come back, dear friends. Please take your time. No hurry. Slowly, in your time and space, please come back. Slowly, and clasp your hands. You may rub your hands. Just keep it on your eyes for 5 to 10 seconds. When you're ready, open your eyes, a big, big smile. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shubhu, for taking such a beautiful meditation session. Your guidance on dropping physical and mental activity to a natural state really helped us to reach into a deeper level of meditation. Thank you so much. Now I would like to invite our guest speaker, Harshita. Harshita is an analyst at a consulting company in Dallas, Texas. She is a newbie meditator that came into meditation through her parents. She was first introduced to Kriya Yoga and slowly became interested in manifestation and law of attraction. She then slowly, through her father, came into breath meditation and found it to be very easy to follow. She has been meditating on and off for last 2 years and really enjoys the friendship she has created through this network. So let's welcome Harshita.
Hi everyone, thank you so much. My name is Harshita Pomalpalli, and as you all just heard, I'm from Dallas, Texas. So I started my meditation journey through my father. He introduced me to Kriya Yoga when I was in high school. And initially I didn't really like it because I didn't understand the concept. I didn't really feel like I connected to it. And I was also, I felt like it was for older people, and so I felt like I wasn't really going to connect to it. So whenever we were in the session, Kriya Yoga sessions, I would just wait for time to be finished so I could go back home and spend my time with myself. But about a year later, after that, I started to see like angel numbers everywhere around me, and I wasn't sure like why I was seeing them, and I kind of became curious and a little bit interested about what I was seeing. And so I started to do a lot of like research and I learned more about like the angel numbers, about spirituality, and then kind of came across law of attraction and manifestation, which I feel is my first stepping stone into my interest in meditation. So I kind of learned the techniques of manifestation, and I started to kind of test those techniques and try to bring in different stuff. So one of the things that I manifested was getting into my master's program without having to take my GMAT, abundance of money, or just small things like this, just to see like, you know, if it works, am I powerful enough to do it, or like, do I have the, am I capable of doing it? And slowly, you know, from there, I started to kind of develop a lot of interest in, you know, affirmations, visualization, and all that stuff. And so that was kind of how I was doing, like what I was doing, like kind of law of attraction stuff. And then again, a couple of years ago, my dad came into breath mindful meditation, which is kind of when I started to really take interest in meditation as well. So he used to take me to these sessions as well. And again, in the beginning, I was kind of not very willing to kind of do meditation. I felt very, I just felt like it wasn't for me. I didn't feel like I needed to do it. But I would attend these sessions just to play with this little boy that was a part of our group called Maitreya. And so he was sort of my motivating factor to go sit in these sessions. And so when I used to go to them, I used to not really meditate. I used to just sit to the side and like play with him and just like observe. But over the time, I started to get kind of interested in what meditation was. And I also was hearing everyone's experiences from all the meditators that used to come to the sessions. And so I decided that I would try to sit for as long as I can in the sessions. And I used to spend about like maybe 10-15 minutes of meditation. So I used to sit and I felt really good afterwards. So I feel like that was my interest. So I was like, okay, let me try this at home on my own and see if I can find any differences, or does it make me feel any better? So I started doing it at home, again, only like 10-15 to 20 minutes. I usually couldn't sit any longer, but I tried my best to just sit as much. And I started to notice kind of a shift in myself, and I felt actually really good after doing meditation. So I started to kind of do it more often, and I started really enjoying going to these meditation sessions, or even hosting them in our house, because it was just really nice to be surrounded by such positive people, and then them sharing their experiences, which kind of really motivated me, because I felt like if they're all seeing such great, they're having such great experiences, maybe even I can have that opportunity for myself. And so through this, I want to share two very big kind of standouts from my meditation experience. The first one was when I first started to sit and meditate, I used to see colors. And I was not sure if I was doing it wrong. Was I supposed to be seeing colors? Was this like the right way? And so after hearing everyone else's experiences and them saying that this was sort of how they also started, and like they were seeing the same things, I was like, okay, I'm on the right track. Maybe this is how it's supposed to be. So I felt like that was confirmation, motivation for me to keep going. And then my second most, and this is the biggest one for me, is when I was meditating, I was able to kind of get to a thoughtless stage for just a couple of seconds. But at that time, I saw in my to be able to experience something like that. And so I felt like I didn't think that, someone like me who doesn't even meditate properly on a regular basis and does for such little time, I would be able to experience something like that. So when I had that experience, I felt like really happy, and it kind of, again, encouraged me to keep trying. So I really, really, so from the beginning, I didn't really like it, and now I actually enjoy it. And another thing is, I feel like even the community that I'm surrounded with all these master meditators, is that they're so encouraging. Like no doubt is or like a small doubt or a dumb doubt. Everything, they're also patient to explain everything. They treat other people's experiences like their own. They're so like happy to hear other people's experiences and other people's successes. They're so motivating and encouraging. And I think that's the best part of it, because it's it just helps you kind of keep moving forward. So that was kind of like my journey of how I got into meditation and everything. Some of the benefits that I've noticed since meditating is I feel so much more peaceful and calm after I meditate. And this is just like 10-15 minutes of meditation that I do. I always notice that I feel so much more relaxed and rejuvenated, especially if I'm having any sort of stressful times. I'm like now naturally kind of reaching or like inclined to do meditation, and it really helps me kind of recenter myself, make myself feel more relaxed, so I can kind of think clearly again that the stressful situation isn't just going to be there all the time. It's also really helped me become more positive. I know that whenever I catch myself having a negative thought, I can now I notice it, and I can be like realigning myself to think more positively and like saying good stuff to myself and the people around me. Now when I have like a bad day, or I have a bad moment in my day, it used to kind of set me off for the rest of the day. I used to feel really bad, but now I can kind of dissociate back and just realize that it's only just one moment in the day. And then there's a lot of other good stuff happening in my day. So I'm able to kind of balance out, even though this one bad thing happened, I have other good stuff happening. So I feel like meditation really, really helped me just sort of stop being so negative, and also just be more excited about the small things in life, and also help me understand and gain the confidence that I can achieve what I want. And so for that, I'm really appreciative to my dad and my mom, because I feel like if they didn't push me to kind of join these sessions, and like meet these people, I definitely wouldn't have been able to have these experiences and have the opportunities to learn more and become like help myself become a better person. So I really appreciate that. And everyone that's in the PSSM community, they're all so supportive and so encouraging and welcoming of everyone, regardless of their meditation experience or spiritual like experience. So that it just makes me feel very included, and it also helps me learn a lot more from them. So I really appreciate that. I hope my experience was at least a little bit inspiring or helpful to anyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, Harshita. Your story has inspired many people, and especially the new generations. Thank you so much for joining. Now, I would like to invite our wisdom sharing master. We are privileged to have a wonderful person who is going to share wisdom on state material. This is a very important session to watch out for. The person who is going to take this wisdom session is a founder trustee of the Pyramid Spiritual Trust, Hyderabad. He is the part of the trustee with spiritual science since 1994. He has a keen interest in spiritual science beyond meditation. In the past, he was a founder member and VP with Tata AIG General Insurance. Currently, he is into multiple verticals such as construction, trading, organic farming, and insurance domain consultant. With a great privilege, may I invite our speaker of the day, Sriram Gopal sir, the founder trustee of the Pyramid Spiritual Trust, Hyderabad. I would also like to invite Shibhu to coordinate this session with Sriram Gopal sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Blossom. So welcome, sir. Thank you so much for joining this session. Good morning to you, sir. I know you have a very, thank you. I know you have a very busy schedule, so we really appreciate you taking time out to help all of us. And such an important topic. So we are all waiting to hear about this. But sir, in this group, about 30% of us are new meditators. So just for the benefit of all of us, do you mind if we start with maybe how did you get introduced to meditation, right? Be great experience hearing that from you for all of us. So if we can please maybe start there.
Good morning to you all. It's a great privilege to be early in the morning joining you. And I understand this session is going on for quite some time. I think this is the 7th day, if I'm right.
Correct, sir.
Yeah. Truly, this is a wonderful, I would say, activity from Pyramid Valley. And my interest with spirituality started in 1994 through my guru and a dear friend whom we all know, Subhash Patriji. He was the one who gave me the basic funda of spirituality and coupled it with science. So this was what actually brought out the keenness in me. And he gave me this book sometime in 1998. It was a birthday gift that he gave, the book called Seth Speaks. So ever since Seth knowledge came to my physical life in 1998, that's when my trust with spiritual science started for a deeper exploration of the self, which is beyond meditation. Meditation is the threshold for such a deeper exploration of the self and experiencing it. For the last 24 years, I've been on that path of spiritual exploration, which is fathomless and brings great joy in life, gives great balance in life, and it's a must for everyone to start with meditation and then go deeper into exploration of the self to understand the purpose of the self itself and connect your consciousness, to the entire universe. So this is how the science, the dynamics of the whole spiritual science is. So this knowledge is the one basis with which I actually spend at least 3 to 4 hours every day exploring deeper and deeper and deeper. So that's how my spiritual journey is.
Thank you so much, sir. I mean, that's very nice to hear. And also, we call meditation the science and art, right? Start by, as Uttrisar says, we have to start by understanding the science. But the other one, the art, is by practice. So it is understanding the science and practice, because it is subjective knowledge. We have to understand it. We have to know this by ourselves. And so regarding the Seth, I've only read one of the books, which is a Seth material, and it's very recent. I consider myself a super newbie to the Seth wisdom, but it's totally blown me out. The first time when I read Seth material, wow, it was all sort of wisdom. And I at that point in time, I used to live in New Jersey, so I felt this calling to go to Elmira in New York, where Jane Roberts actually channeled this message. That is just out of the blue. I just decided to just go there, and I didn't even know what the state house is at this point in time. Just looked online, got a number, just called up, and I decided to just go there. Such a profound experience. I was able to meet the current caretaker there. Her name is Tushara. She's an elderly lady who's currently keeping the trust, keeping the house, and is keeping the house open for meditators to come and meditate in the place where all of this wisdom was channeled. Such a profound experience. So, sir, for all of us, I know this Seth wisdom, people might have heard about it. Some of us might have heard, but it's a lot of wisdom, lot of material, right? I know there are about 30 books being written. And why is it so important, sir? What we want to know is, why is it so important? Why is it relevant for us?
So you are so fortunate to visit Elmira. Fine, Shibu, great question. I consider, and I would say it's substantiated by my Guru Patriji also, is Seth is the greatest spiritual teacher of our time. I repeat, Seth is the greatest spiritual teacher of our time. Krishna was also there, the greatest teacher of that time, and gave Bhagavad Gita. I consider Bhagavad Gita as the greatest book ever on this planet. There is no substitute to it. Well, we lost the science of Sanskrit, unfortunately. Very few people can really interpret or speak the language called Sanskrit. So there are so many commentaries written on Bhagavad Gita. And as we write more and more and more, the natural law is, it's like the Chinese whispers, we keep diluting it. And Krishna said something, it ends up something. Yeah, of course. The best book, I still reckon, having read Bhagavad Gita, is of Srila Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON. I recommend that book to be read first.
Sure, sir.
And then immediately follow it up with our time, that is Seth. So that's why I said that the greatest spiritual teacher of our time is Seth. As you know, because you would have read Seth material, undoubtedly, it's very clear in the material itself, Seth material, that he described himself as an energy personality, essence no longer focused in physical matter. So that applies to us as well. We are all energy personalities focused in physical matter. Seth was not focused in physical matter. So that itself, it gives a lot of, it reduces and would for the conscious mind that we have, it requires exploration. I mean, that's why we read that book. And then, as you said, there are many books that have come in, but the best are about the Seth material, the first one, which came in around 1963. In fact, it came in 1963, I guess, the year I was born. And then there were 10 more books that came in. These 10 more books, plus the Seth material, these 11 books, are such comprehensive guides which perfectly makes us understand Bhagavad Gita as well in the current context. So, getting into Seth, then I got into Bhagavad Gita, and then was able to perfectly understand the relevance of both, and both are same.
Wow, that's profound, sir. So these are not
Yes.
contradictory, but
They're not
complementary.
contradictory. They are very complementary.
Wow.
And every word of it can be proved. And I have written a few articles of, comparing these two. I have taken sessions comparing these two. Very enjoyable, very revealing sessions, I would say. But these are the two great masters who have given us what the spiritual science is. And I still reckon very strongly that unless we meditate, we will not have clarity of the content of these. So meditation is, I would say, meditation is a threshold to understand this deeper interviewing science of something called the energy, personality, essence, no longer focused in physical matter.
Thank you, sir. So we'll dig up those articles and we'll make sure that everybody gets it. But sir, can you explain that energy, the essence, right? What we call as the self, as explained by Seth. I know he also talks about create our own reality, right? So before we go into that, if we can please explain ourself as explained by Seth.
See, Seth has clearly mentioned that we are all projections of that energy essence. We are just projections like your fingers. You say this is the unseen essence or the unseen energy or the unseen energy personality. Then this could be Shivu, this could be Sriram, this could be the whole, I think about 90 participants are there. So we are all coming from the same strata, right?
Yep.
And we're all connected. We are not connected here, but we are connected here. And this essence, what we call the deeper self, these also have self, but it is focused into the physical reality. This is not focused in the spiritual reality, it is focused into the universe, the cosmos. And this is connected to every being, seen and unseen. It could be a simple atom molecule, it could be an ant, a tree, a Shivu, a Sriram, a tiger, a lion, whatever. And this is exactly what is such a powerful communication, much more better than our mobiles. This is what happens deeper inside us. And when we time out, we just disappear. We are pulled back into this. And if we say this is safe, or somewhere something else, somewhere here, Seth is speaking from this energy essence.
Wow.
I'm trying to figuratively, because you ask me a question which will take at least 3 to 4 hours to explain.
I know, sir. I know.
With my understanding of what this is, I think this is what I could explain.
So this is exactly what we get from Patri sir as well, right? Simplicity. Because
Yes.
if you go into the complex definitions, then
Yes.
most of it is going to go over all of our heads. But
Right.
this is simplicity, sir. Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah.
So how do you explain now this? You explain this part and then the self, right? And then the manifest and the unmanifest.
Yes.
So, sir, how do we reconcile? How do we think about the multidimensional self? Because
Exactly.
there are, as Seth mentions, right?
So forget about these fingers then. Forget about Shivu, Sriram, and all of us here. And then what is this? That I told you earlier, this is connected everywhere.
Yep.
This is the multidimensional. And we are all connected with that multidimensional because we are part of it. To simply put, multidimensionality is that. So, this is a reservoir of our creations, the reincarnations, the
Mhm.
incarnations of the past, in whichever energy levels that we have operated, whichever frequencies of life that we have operated. It could be this planet, something else, but the whole data is there, all here, connected with that projection. And when we dip into this is exactly where we connect. So that is how, you see, we have that intuitive self. That's exactly that intuitiveness comes. But intuitiveness, we can understand or we can recognize the intuitiveness provided we are absolutely clear. That's exactly where the meditation is a very critical part. Otherwise, no way we cannot understand. We are clogged with our physical projections outward. So this is the multidimensional. There's another great subject. In fact, in Seth Speaks, there are almost like 3 to 4 chapters completely dedicated on this. And in all the books, this multidimensionality plays a very critical. And this is exactly where he says, from this multidimensionality of yourself, the physical self and the intuitive self, you create your own reality. This is the word, this is the sentence that is coined, this is the phrase that is coined by Seth through Jane Roberts. You create your own reality. It is such an empowering message,
Yes.
which literally launched the new age spiritual. Nothing else. Nothing else. It is only Seth Speaks, Seth Material Seth Speaks, where this was for the first time that you create your own reality. That literally launched new age spiritual.
That puts the responsibility back on us, right? So we
Yes.
are responsible, good or bad. It's all our creations. And
Yes.
what I really liked it, sir, was everything is in the present moment, right? So we don't
Yes.
have to worry about what we did yesterday or the previous moment. Now,
Yes.
in this moment, we still have that choice. And
Yes.
it is not just about you create your own reality, but we always have that choice this moment. So
Yes.
that I really found that profound, sir. If you can please expand on that present moment and how we can create our reality and taking the responsibility.
Yes. In fact, Seth, in all his sessions, there are more than 1,000 sessions that he has taken with Jane Roberts. Some sessions would last for 2 to 3 hours, as small as 10 minutes to such long sessions. This is one more, apart from you create your own reality, there's one more called the power of now, the point. So this also, he was very clear. In fact, there was a couple of exercises also, practical exercises, which he has told Jane. And we did during some of our sessions. We used to do all these practical sessions. And there are about 23 practicals are there in entire Seth books, which we have taken aside. And then that is there's a group which actually starts experimenting. The power of now, or at this point, the whole power is at this point. What it means in a nutshell, I will tell you. This is another long session.
Yeah.
How do you realize that point is the question. So how do you realize? It is your intent. It starts with your intent. Where does this intent come from? Is it the physical or the non-physical portion? It
Has
is a
to be the non.
projection from the non-physical to the physical. We think that we did it. No? Everybody could have been a great scientist. Everybody are connected to the same unconscious or the personal, the essence, the energy essence. Yeah, it is only the intent that actually sprouts up into you, into your physical projection, and then you have to sustain that. It just can't end up as a dream. Dreams are also extremely valid. There's another couple of chapters very lucidly explained by Seth, and there's an entire book on it. I mean, 2 books. It ran into 2 volumes. So the intent, when you place that intent, you have choices coming up. You want to go to a movie? You can say yes to your friend. You may say no. You may go for a dinner, start with something, end up somewhere. Then you don't realize your point of now, isn't it? So you need to sustain that intent. So once you push that intent into your physical world, into your physical mind, then it throws up options. There can be 100 options. There could be 1,000 options for you to, realize that point. And Seth has said in one of his practical sessions, he says, the first one that comes in, to the intent, that could be the power of now. Stick to it. Don't banter over it. Don't discuss over it. But start acting on it. Acting. If you don't act, then you don't realize that. You must act. I want to do this session. You said you want to do this session. Fine. You acted on it. It's as simple as that. The dynamics are the same, whether it is a fantastic invention or a very small movement of your leg from this place to that. There is an intent. The energy that we give into that intent creates that manifestation in your lifetime or your many lifetimes. That is what Seth said, and again, there's many examples.
How profound, sir. Thank you so much. As he says, the channel of energy, right? Starts with the intent, creates a channel of energy. Wow, thank you so much. So I want to make sure that I give a chance to all the participants to ask questions. But sir, I am curious about one last thing, and I'll shut up and I'll allow others to ask you questions. But that one thing is, sir, I'm very curious about the interlink between Bhagavad Gita and Seth, right? So can you give some insights to that? Because I've never heard about that. My apologies, I'll surely look it up, but I really want to hear that from you.
I'll give one very simple 1-minute example.
Sure, sir.
You create your own reality. I've taken that phrase, which actually launched this new age spiritual movement across the world. The closest or the synonym of this phrase is Yad Bhavam Tad Bhavati. As you think, so shall it happen. As you think, you create. Tad Bhavati. It happens, manifests. What manifests? Your own reality manifests. So that one simple phrase, I mean, there are many, but this one thing, which is very popular, you create your own reality, is very popular in New Age. Yad Bhavam Tad Bhavati was also very popular. I tell you, this is one simple example to know that both books are the same.
Absolutely. So I think we should do much longer sessions with you. And there's a lot of wisdom.
Shivu, I tell you, we completed all the 11 books in detail, a group of about 150 to 200 in Hyderabad, where I stayed. It took me about 3.5 years, 52 sessions, one session.
Wow. Wow.
52 into 3.5 times. Took that many sessions. And it's still unending because there's a lot of exploration going on. But if I tell you, you dive deep, this is fathomless. You do not know where they are. But it's very fascinating. The results are fantastic. More than the results, it's the realization of what we are.
Absolutely, sir. Such profound wisdom. You have inspired me to read the remaining books too. And it's a vast ocean of knowledge, right? It's so much to be learned, and the power of what we do not know is what drives me. There's so much to be learned, and so little we know.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So with this, I'll pass back to Blossom, so she can also invite others, so we can ask questions to you. And I'll encourage everybody to use this opportunity to ask questions to this great master. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, to come over here and share your wisdom with all of us. So we have one question from Mohini TN, and she's saying, can you tell us more about 7 spiritual laws of success?
So, by Covey?
I mean, she didn't say anything like that, but yes, we can go with that. Yeah.
Yeah. You want me to again analyze on all these 7 laws? I think that will take a lot of time. But if we confine to the subject that we thought we will discuss here, the same, I think if the participant has read the 7 spiritual laws, they are all something like, they add to the reality of the Seth books. They are very relevant. In the sense, I suggest to read Seth material, the first book. And then you can, all by yourself, you don't require anybody to tell you. Your consciousness will relate. So this very important thing, which I would like to state here is, we can get information from a teacher, from a discussion between friends. You need not be a teacher, just a discussion, from books, from seeing visuals, and all this. But end of the day, it is your level of consciousness which will relate to the one that you have received, the knowledge. This is one very important law. That is the reason why interpretations change from point to point. In the sense, you may interpret something, I may interpret something the same. But we say the same thing can be interpreted in many different ways. So now that if the participant has understood the 7 spiritual laws, or had read it, may not have understood fully, I strongly recommend read Seth material, the first book. It will take about 10 to 15 days to read slowly but comprehensively, and relate everything that you have understood elsewhere in any of the books or any of the discussions to that new knowledge or the complementary knowledge that comes from Seth. I am very sure you will have your 8th law of spiritual science, not the 7th.
Thank you, sir. So there's one more question has been asked. Can you please share name of ISKCON Bhagavad Gita that you mentioned to study before Saint speaks?
Yes. It's called Bhagavad Gita as it is.
Okay.
By Srila Prabhupada. He is the founder of ISKCON movement.
By Srila
Prabhupada. He is supposedly to have a direct connect with Krishna consciousness. There's also a mobile view also of it. You can just download onto your mobiles and read whenever you are in a flight or a train or a bus. So you have a free time. It's a very, very revealing. But alongside, you read Seth material also, because Bhagavad Gita will not give the entire depth of that sense, the connectivity. Okay, because in those days people understood Sanskrit well, but people not well.
Yes.
Yeah, so reading these books together, I think, will be the best way to comprehensively understand. If we want it for more experimental purpose of understanding how these two books are together, same.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So there's one question from Manoj. Can we manifest anything and everything with the power of now? How to really live in this moment more and more? How do I know I'm really in this moment?
If you are alive in this moment, you are there in this moment. You sleep, but still the clock will be ticking. The moment is always on, 24 hours, whether we realize this or not. And what is the purpose of our life? Very, very big question. What's the purpose of our life? We have come onto this planet to learn, L-E-A-R-N, learn to create matter. That's exactly where the power of now comes, where we have to be part of the creation. That's the purpose here. Keeps on creating. It's an evolution. Nobody can stop it. We're part of it, whether we realize it or not, in whatever little way. Participating in this program is also a creation. If nobody participates, Shibu would have switched off long ago. It's creation. You created this. I'm saying it as simple as this. It's a small creation, but yes, it is a creation. If we understand this, then everything is same. The science is the same. The formula is the same. We didn't have that intent to come onto this program, we won't have. If we are in this program, we are live in this program. We are understanding the power of now, here, and now, and now.
So now my question is to this one, like as you said, our intention is to come over here. Suppose if somebody is coming over here, but they are not putting 100%. So how it's going to create a reality?
It will. Nobody can give 100% credit. Nobody can take 100% credit for creating a particular reality. Single hand will not give a clap. It requires something else. Don't forget, as I said earlier, you are supported by your inner essence. And what is that inner essence? As I said to you, a whole lot of multidimensional, a whole lot of connect here. There are many things that happen here, and you are just a projection of it. If you think that I am it, then it's absolute ego. You may think, yes, I have done it. Why you may get an award for it. But still, there's so much that has come in, seen and unseen. Seen can be your colleagues, your books, your knowledge, your teachers, whatever. That could be seen physically. Unseen is the support you get from your inner conscious, the conscious self, which actually drives it. Do not forget that minus this consciousness, this projection is not there at all for you to be here.
Yes.
So if you give even 1%, okay, if you give only 1%, you are still 1% out of 100%. You are there in that 100%. Do not forget. That's exactly what Krishna also says. When you are in it, paripakva sthiti, you do it in absolute, intent, clarity, dedication, and sincerity. Otherwise, why waste your time?
Yes, sir.
But still, that the entire sincerity or the entire dedication that we can still be 1% or 2% because the other support systems also have their part in it. That's how the creation happens.
Thank you, sir. So our next question is, what about Osho, sir? What are your views?
Osho, great personality. I suggest they are great material to read, not from a deeper spiritual science aspect, but useful, very useful for the physical existence. Deep science, I think there's nothing to be said. All the books of Seth, whatever he has told through Jane Roberts, absolutely very scientific. Very scientific. There, of course, there are a couple of universities in US which actually do conduct courses on it as well. And it's a treat. Bhagavad Gita, yes, it gives wonderful understanding, and we can understand it better reading along with Seth. That's my experience. And Osho books actually gives the sprite in our life. It gives that bubbliness in our life by reading them, by understanding. And the way he presents is fantastic. He presents it so lucidly, with a lot of humor. And they are great reads to explore certain depths of spiritual science. Very good for casual spiritual seekers. Very serious, then get into Seth. That's my recommendation. But we start with LKG or UKG, kindergarten, ABCD, we learn and then get into the university. It takes a long journey. About 15, 20 years of our life we spend to get to the university, right? So somewhere in between 10th class, I would say, is Osho. It's very important because that's the journey that we take.
So next question is from Surajna. She is asking, sir, the Maya or delusion that we live through, is it possible to break free from? What will one experience life be when they are free from this Maya and delusion?
Why do we think that this whole thing is Maya? Because we have a problem in life, which we don't know how to handle it, which we can't surmount it, which we can't manipulate it. Maya is not able to understand the reality. If we understand the dynamics of reality, then there is no Maya. Who created this Maya? It is we who created this Maya. You create your own reality. You create your own reality. If you say that that is Maya, then you have created your own Maya reality. If you have created a problem, you may think that you are not part of the problem, somebody threw the problem, and you unfortunately got stuck in it. But still, somewhere you gave that 0.5% or 1% to create that problem. You create your own reality is always the fact. Now, if we understand the dynamics of you create your own reality and how all this happens, then where is the Maya? Then that means Maya is not knowing what we have created. And when that creation that we are experiencing is not to our liking, then we get to this fact of Maya. That's how it happens. Otherwise, we don't even think about Maya at all. If something is good that is happening, we say that we created it. We are part of it. Yes, Maya is something where, if we look at it from a different interpretation, you are in and you are out. You are born, you are gone. So you feel that what is this? So that's exactly where a few minutes ago I said, you are here to learn to create, co-create. When you create, you can't say it is Maya. Do we? So not knowing that we create our reality is Maya.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your wisdom and answering our questions. Now, I would like to invite Shalini. She has some announcements to make. Shalini.
Thank you, Blossom. Namaste, Sriram, sir. It's been great to listen to your wisdom, sir, today, because Seth has always been the great back support for PSSM also, and Patriji always emphasizes on you create your own reality. And listening to your wisdom on that aspect today was really, really inspiring, sir. And as you were, thank you, sir. So as we were listening to you about this Maya, and also even we dedicate 1%, but still we are doing it. And we at least started with that baby steps. And for me personally, Seth is always like an abstract. So how much ever we know, there is still in it. And it is not that easy just by reading it. And it is much easier when we implement it, like how we start seeing it into our own life. So your way of presenting it in a very precise manner is really been a great help for every one of us today, sir. Thank you. And there are a few people who have been asking about how can we connect your sessions, the other sessions, what you have been explaining about this 3.5 years, what you have been doing, sir. So is there any accessibility for that so that they can also get connected to the other sessions?
Yeah, in fact, for the next 2 months, we are busy with Dhyan Mahayagam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In fact, I invite all of you to Dhyan Mahayagam. This is the first, Dhyan Mahachakras are done so far by Patriji. So in his absence, we would like to, or rather we plan to do this Dhyan Mahayagam. But he hasn't gone anywhere. He is very much in Maheshra Mahapyramid Kailashpuri. It was very dear to him, along with Pyramid Valley and so many things. He left so many symbols of all his effort. Okay, I invite you all to it. And in Kailashpuri, we are launching Trinetra Spiritual Science Research Academy on 11th of November. In fact, a month before Patriji passed away, because the trust, Hyderabad Trust, was started for spiritual science, research, and exploration for all. That was the basic premise on which we started the trust in 2006. Any good things will have to wait. We'll have to mature enough. So the time has come. In fact, every year, every time, whenever I asked, he used to say, Sriram, 2 years later, 2 years later. And a month before he passed away, I asked him, in 2020, you said 2 years later. 2022, we are in. What shall we do about this? So a minute of silence, closed his eyes, and then he said, Sriram, start it. So that is probably his last wish. So on this birthday, it's 11th of November, we're actually launching Trinetra. That was the name that he gave, Trinetra Spiritual Science Research Academy. In fact, it was a university that he said. Okay, but we put it as an academy because we can't use that name university wherever we like for various other reasons. So from January, we plan to have sessions starting off on a weekly basis. We are starting with Seth. We plan to actually put it on live. It's about 2 years, I think it will take. The whole program is being designed by me personally and some of my other students. I think it's welcome. Anybody, we'll send that link wherever it can land to whoever is ignited, whoever is getting into the power of now, then whoever wants to create your own reality with this. It all happens.
Yes, it touches the person who has been destined.
Yes. We don't need to do anything. When Seth speaks about mass events in his 9th book, we'll understand what this all is about. Everything, there is answer everywhere. We wish to find it. It will take a lifetime to understand. Anyway.
Thank you, sir. So, dear friends, as Sir was mentioning about Dhyana Mahachakra, which used to be the annual event and one of the most attending event for every pyramid master, because that is the annual congregation where we all meet together and celebrate spirituality. So this is the first time in the physical absence of Patriji, and in his remembrance, we have renamed it as Patriji Dhyana Mahayagam, and it is the Mahila Dhyanama Chakram 4. So on behalf of the complete trustees, we also had the invite from Sriram sir to come and participate in that program. So it is from December 21st to 31st at Kartal Maheshwara Mahapyramid near Hyderabad. Of course, the program will be telecasted live for all the 11 days, but I insist coming and taking part personally, because the energies you have to experience in that mega meditation, the 3 hours of music meditation in the morning is a beautiful moment one shouldn't miss. So for everyone possible, please do visit at any day, any day of these 11 days. So please make sure you come and participate in that. And also we are having Patriji's birthday celebration on November 11th at Kartal. So whoever is in Hyderabad or nearby, you can still plan to go and visit the Sakti Sthal of Patriji there in Hyderabad. Thank you, sir. And also I would like to add up, tomorrow we have full moon meditation. Full moon meditation is always powerful. It is thrice more powerful. So the night of full moon, the night before and the night after. So please make best utilization of that. And Pyramid Valley conducts full moon music meditation every month. So tomorrow night we are going to have meditation session inside the Maitreya Buddha pyramid, and these 3 nights pyramid will also be open for the complete night. So for all the spiritual seekers, you can come down and you can meditate for more time. The more sadhana you do, the more enlightened you are, the more energies you receive. So please do make the best utilization of that. And also I would like to share about the upcoming programs from Pyramid Valley. As you've been taking part in this Breath Awake online meditation sessions, this is a 21-day session in the initiative of Pyramid Valley and Meditation Magic. So every night we're also having the Nada Dhyana, which is 11-day musical meditation. It is like a musical tribute for Patriji, where every night we will be having a different musician coming and joining us live on the Zoom to play music or sing for us. And this is about the November 8th, the full moon meditation. The next we have the Pyramid Music Meditation Fest, the musical event which is going to happen on November 25th, 26th, and 27th. And the next we have December 2nd to 4th, Applied Meditation and Spiritual Science. This is a certificate program because we all have been learning about spiritual science and about different topics. So this is an in-person program where you can come and stay at Pyramid Valley and attend the course by Dr. Sriram, who has done his PhD in yoga. So apart from that, we also have everyday sessions called Dhyanam Sharanam. So every morning, 10:30 to 12:30, we will be having music meditations inside the pyramid. And the next is RMP, which is the Resident Meditation Program, where every spiritual seeker inside the campus, we will be having a satsang between 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. And there's also an online meditation called Million, where we want to take this oneness meditation to everyone. So this is conducted 21st of every month. So these are the upcoming programs. So whenever possible, for whomsoever possible, please do plan and join us in the most of the sessions possible. Thank you all. Over to you, Blossom.
Thank you so much, everyone, to join the call. Now the time has come to an end for today's session. We will see you all tomorrow. Thank you.